Hi, this is Juanita, aka the Caramel Yogi, and today we will be flowing through a 20-minute practice to cultivate self-love for the holidays. This is a beginner level slow flow, and the only thing you will need for this practice is your yoga mat. Let's get started by finding our comfortable seated position here on the mat, allowing us to root down through our sitting bones. Allow your hands to rest effortlessly on top of knees or thighs as we close our eyes to the outward gaze. Let's take this moment to focus solely on the breath, to slow down any thoughts racing through the mind, and to calm the heart. Take the next inhale to bring the shoulders towards the ears, and allow the exhale to relax them back, pulling the shoulder blades together. Begin to take notice of your inhale and the coolness that it brings into the body. And exhale anything that won't serve you in today's practice. Set an intention of creating a space that acknowledges your need for Zen during festive engagements with friends and family. Take this moment to settle this breath deep into the hips, flowing upwards into the stomach, pouring into the heart, rising through the throat, moving up between the eyes and blooming out the crown of your head. As your hands return to heart center, I invite you to take 3 deep breaths in this position. All that matters right now is tuning into yourself and understanding that you can't pour from an empty cup. Honor your body and honor your needs so that you can be your best self for the holidays. Starting with sun sweeps, exhale the hands next to the hips as we inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale to release the arms down to the earth. Begin again as we inhale the arms back up and lifting the chin just a little bit. Exhale to drape the hands to the sides of the body. Expanding the heart, take the inhale to lift the hands towards the sky and exhale audibly through the mouth. Planting the right hand on the mat, inhale to lift the left hand up and over to the right side. Feel free to inch the right hand over to increase the side bend stretch. Take the next inhale to straighten the spine before exhaling to drape that left hand on the right side of your head. As you gently tilt your head to the left, feel free to bring more space into the neck by bringing right hand to right shoulder. Take 2 breaths here. Exhaling the hands down, we'll take to the other side, grounding the left hand into the mat. On the inhale, let the right hand rise up and over to the left side. Deepen the side bend as you wish. As the next inhale straightens the right arm up towards the sky, exhale to drape that lifted hand to the left side of your head. Gently pulling the head over to the right, you can invite left hand to left shoulder to assist. Taking 2 more breaths here. With your next exhale, glide your hands in front of your legs and find yourself in our tabletop pose. As you make your way there, place the hands directly under the shoulders and stack your hips over your knees. Starting with cow pose, inhale to lift the crown of your head towards the sky as the belly drops towards the ground. Exhale into cat pose as the head bows and your belly button hugs into the spine. Cycle through this at your own pace to energize the spine and familiarize yourself on uniting breath and body. If you like, you can even move the shoulders, bend the elbows, and explore a movement that feels best for your body. This could be bringing the hips back to one of your heels and circling around. Be nice and gentle with yourself here. This is your practice. If you haven't already, make sure you take your movement to the other side to balance it out. There are no obligations or responsibilities, just you and your mat. As you return back to center, go ahead and tuck your toes so that you can inhale your hips back and up for our first downward dog of the day. As your hands push the mat away, exhale your gaze to your navel to release tension in the neck. I invite you to pedal out the feet to move any stagnant energy and continue to bend one knee at a time as you bring your gaze to the front of your mat. Softly walk in between your hands, coming to a halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Unraveling one vertebra at a time, inhale back to standing, allowing hands to come up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Closing your eyes, meditate for a moment on how you can prioritize your own happiness and comfort during a season of giving. As we move into chair pose, root down through the feet about hip distance apart. And on the inhale, take your arms up in front of you as if you're grabbing a huge present off a shelf. Exhale to sit back into your chair with your gaze lifted up between the hands. Allow the next inhale to return the body back to standing with hands at heart center. This time we will add a twist to this pose, so keep the hands where they are as you exhale back to chair. Twisting to the left, invite right arm over to left thigh. Lift the left shoulder to the sky so your heart can shine out. You can guide your gaze over the shoulder or keep your neck in a neutral position. Take the next exhale to frame the feet with the hands, coming to a bent knee forward fold. From here, step back with the left foot to prepare for Warrior One. With the left foot turned out 45 degrees to the left, inhale the chest up with arms strong next to the ears. Sit well into this pose by squaring the hips and bending right knee over right ankle. Be mindful to bring the lower ribs inward to straighten the spine. With the next exhale, float the hands behind your back, clasping them together. As your inhale pulls the shoulders down and opens the chest, take the next exhale to bring torso to thigh for Humble Warrior. Allow your body to surrender here as your head bows and you release your jaw. Trusting your foundation as you take one more solid breath. On the exhale, plant your hands on each side of the right foot as you gently place the left knee back on the mat. We want to take it easy on our bodies this practice. Grounding our left hand down into the mat, inhale your right arm up for this detoxing twist. From here, we can take a soft bind by exhaling our lifted hand behind the back. Let the next inhale remove the bind and exhale to ground that right hand back on the mat. Now we can take this twist to the other side by rooting down with the right hand and inhaling the left arm up. Feel free to take that bind here by exhaling the lifted hand behind the back. Wherever you are, come to frame out the right foot again on the exhale so that we can slide that foot back into our tabletop. Together, let's inhale the hips back and up to our downward facing dog. Begin to flow through your vinyasa of choice, but let us all meet in child's pose by exhaling the knees to the sides of the mat, relaxing the hips on the heels, and resting the head down. As we stay here for 5 breaths, allow each exhale to empty the mind of anything that doesn't serve you. Your presence, right here and right now, is a present. Let your heartbeat lull you into a deeper state of relaxation. Let your breath massage your entire being. On your next inhale, softly return back to our tabletop pose, energizing the spine as you may need. Gently awaken the body by moving the shoulders and twisting from side to side. Once you feel satisfied, root down through your left hand on an exhale as you inhale your right arm up to the sky. Begin to thread the needle by bringing the right hand through the space under the left side, bringing your right shoulder to the ground. You can stay here. You can extend your left arm to the mat above your head to lengthen the left side body. Take a nice cleansing breath as you find comfort here. On the inhale, slowly return back to center in tabletop as we take a moment to re-energize the shoulders. As we move back into our downward facing dog, tuck your toes under you as you inhale to lift the hips back and up. Adjust your foundation as needed. Start to pedal your feet out as you inhale to walk your dog up into halfway lift. Exhale to release down. Slowly inhale to feel into every vertebra of the spine as you rise with hands overhead. Exhale to settle hands at heart center. Take a nice energy boost by inhaling into a small back bend. And with your exhale, revisit your chair pose with hands pressed firmly together in the center of the chest. This time, inhale left arm to right thigh for our twist to the right. As your heart shines out, be sure to release the shoulders from the ears. Finding your balance, exhale to frame the hands on the sides of your feet. As we move back into our warrior stance, take the right foot back this time and place it at that 45-degree angle. On the inhale, allow everything to rise up, bringing arms up beside the ears. As you find alignment here, return your hands to the center of your chest. Keeping a strong gaze out in front of you, prepare to float the hands up above before exhaling to sweep them down behind your back, clasping them together. Inhale to lift the heart before exhaling to hug the torso into the left thigh. You are in complete control, so move your hands to where it will benefit your body the most. As you move out of this pose, swing your hands towards your lower back before separating them to frame out your left foot. Exhaling the right knee down, begin to stabilize with the right hand, inhaling your left arm up across the body for a gentle twist. Feel free to take the bind from earlier here as you take your gaze over the left shoulder. You can remove the bind on the inhale and allow the exhale to ground the left hand. Let's bring this twist to the other side as we inhale the right arm up. Take that bind on the exhale if you wish. As you inhale out of this bind, exhale to return the right hand to frame out the foot. Sliding the left leg back, we return to tabletop where you can re-energize as you need. Let's revisit our thread the needle sequence as we inhale the left arm up before exhaling it under the right shoulder, bringing the left shoulder to the ground. If your shoulders need more love, consider draping the right arm behind the back. Or continue to extend the right arm up overhead as we did with the previous side. The next time you inhale, we will meet back in our tabletop for a quick pause. From here, tuck your toes under to drift the hips back up into downward facing dog. This is a great time to take your vinyasa, that be knees, chest, chin, chaturanga, or child's pose. Just for today, let's change this form a little bit by bringing prayer hands behind the head so that our elbows become our new foundation. Letting the heart melt forward, start to muse over how you are showing up for the holidays. Is your voice being heard? Are you presenting your authentic self? Breathe into a breakthrough of true self-love. Come to unravel out of child's pose on your next inhale. We'll make our way into thunderbolt pose by walking our knees in between our hands, resting the hips on our heels. Lengthen the spine and roll the shoulders back to sit well in your power. As we move into a variation of camel pose, you can fold the top of your mat under your knees to pad them. Inhaling the hips up, invite the palm of the hands to the lower back and press in gently to ease into a back bend. With the gaze lifted, inhale the right hand to heart center before extending it overhead to pronounce the curve of camel pose. On the exhale, return the right hand back to heart before placing it on the lower back. Inhale slowly out of the back bend before exhaling down to thunderbolt. Let's begin to move through the variation again with the left hand this time. Inhale the hips back up, placing the palms onto the lower back. Exhale to bend as left hand rises to center. Go ahead and inhale the left arm to extend into shape. Gently exhale to return the left hand to heart before placing at the lower back. Inhale to rise out of the bend. Coming into seated postures, you can bring your hands to either side of the hips to swing the legs around and sit about mid-mat. Allow the bottom of your feet to be planted in front of you with knees lifted to prepare for boat. Tilt the body back easily to lift the feet off of the ground. Find your balance here by either wrapping the arms behind the knees, extending the legs out completely, or keeping the legs bent with arms outstretched. Exhale to gently release your back down to the mat, all while planting the feet with knees lifted. One of my favorite poses of this practice is the nourishing spinal twist. Start by inhaling the hips up and guide them over to the left side of the mat. Your knees can stack over to the right and guide the gaze over the left shoulder. You can extend your left arm out like so, or place your arms wherever it feels most natural. Stay here for 2 breaths, becoming one with the cool, stable earth below you. On the inhale, come to realign your body with the spine of your mat. Once recentered, find the next inhale to lift the hips back up, bringing them to the right side of your mat. Drop your knees over to the left and guide your gaze over the right shoulder. If it feels comfortable to you, you can press your left hand to your right thigh to broaden the chest a little bit more. Breathe deeply here. Awaken your body and mind with a refreshing inhale. Return everything back to the center of the mat, bringing the knees to hug into the chest. Cradle yourself, swaying side to side to massage the lower back and sacrum. You can stay here or flow into happy baby by either grabbing the big toes or holding the length of your feet. Continue to rock around to your contentment. Reaching the end of today's practice, I invite you to come into Savasana by extending the legs towards the bottom corners of the mat, placing left hand over your heart and right hand over your stomach. Closing your eyes to the outward gaze, take a cleansing breath. You can pause the video here and resume it when you're ready for the closing meditation. Returning to now, allow the eyes to remain closed or keep the gaze low. Flow into your meditative seat, reminiscent of how we began this class. Appreciate the coolness of your inhale and exhale anything you'd like to leave behind on this mat. On the next inhale, lift the shoulders to the ears and exhale to bring the shoulder blades together. Lift your chin just a little bit higher. Return the left hand to heart as the right hand rests on the belly. The beat of your heart, the rise and fall of your body breathing, the warmth radiating through your hands. You are a universe in ecstatic motion experiencing itself. Though the holidays may get overwhelming at times, you are pure, unstoppable magic. Lean into your power. Draping the hands to the sides once again, inhale to embrace all of this energy, bringing hands above head. Exhale to seal everything down to heart center. It has been an honor to have you in class today. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste. I hope you have an amazing holiday, and I'll see you next time.